Good kill, good kill. Hey, good kill.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're here in the F-15C Eagle, and we're going to be fighting two Chinese J-15 Flanker-X2s, I believe is the NATO designation. And I think the Chinese call them Flying Sharks, J-15 Flying Sharks. So we're going to be taking on two of those guys here today. If you're watching this video and you want to try out the F-15, you can use the code GSF15 or GSFC3. I recommend the FC3 one so you get the bundle. This map that we're flying over today, this is Guam. This is a free map that you get when you hop into DCS. And also keep in mind, new players get a 50% discount by ED. So you're looking at 60% discounts right now. So if you've been thinking about getting into DCS, now would be the time. Alright, so I'm gonna kind of walk you through this. This is more intended for the new guys, but we're gonna kind of show the dominance of the F-15 here. At least that's the plan. I'm hoping I don't get shot in the face. But you're gonna see why the F-15 is so special and why I believe its combat record is 104 kills to 0 deaths, and we're gonna see why here today. So you'll notice that we're climbing into higher and higher altitude. And the reason for that is because we want to be in the thin air. Also, Guam looks beautiful from up here. Very nice map. Very cool that it's free. You don't often see that. And now that we're up here, we're going to go ahead and level out. Look at that. Very nice view. So once we've leveled out here, we're going to build our speed. Okay, speed and altitude are both very important for kicking off this engagement. So we're high, we're going to get even faster, and we're going to get even higher. And we're going to use that beautiful F-15 radar that can look into your soul. We're going to use that to find these guys. They should be showing up any second now. There they are, on the RWR. Okay, so right now all I know is that they're right in front of me, 12 o'clock. Right, that's all I know. I'm not picking them up on radar yet. You'll notice that we have the radar in TWS mode, track while scan. That means that we can actually kind of soft lock these guys and they won't even know it. They won't receive a hard lock notification. We can fire an AMRAAM in track while scan, multi-launch on both of them at the same time. And again, they will not hear a missile launch notification because of track while scan. They won't receive it until the missile goes pitbull, which means it's, maybe like a few seconds away from hitting them, which leaves them very little reaction time. And we're going to take that concept and we're going to really capitalize on it here today because we are outnumbered, right? And if we're outnumbered, then we need to kill one guy and thin it out and hope that we can get it down to 1v1. And if we can do that, we've got a good chance here. But we're going to try to lob this missile very long range at this guy, at this formation, and I'm hoping the two of them are up high. They don't have to be, but as long as one of them is up high, it should be an easy long distance kill. You'll notice that I'm playing around with the radar elevation, and there it is, I found him. Perfect. Right there at 38,000 feet, there's the second one. We'll lock him up as well. And very good, we got him at like 80 miles, that's not bad. That's very good. I promise you, they don't see me on radar right now. Meanwhile, I have them both locked. That's the F-15 radar. Now, if you decide to jump in and buy the F-15 or buy FC3, then I've included this mission in the video description below for you to download and try it out yourself. Have some fun. There's a README file in there, so make sure you do that. And so once you play around with the scan zone a little bit, that's what moves your radar elevation up and down. You're going to use your cursor, lock up your two bandits. You're going to have to bind TWS mode. You're going to want to bind pulse repetition frequencies. You want your radar frequency to be in high if you're looking at bandits that are coming right at you. If they're running away from you, put it in medium. If they're flying sideways to you, put it in medium. But don't worry about that. You don't really, that's more advanced. You don't even need to worry about that when you first start. Just bind your TWS and your RWS, range while scan. Okay, so here we are at 40,000 feet. We've kept our speed up. I know you can't really see it very well, but it's about, we're at about Mach 1.23. You saw that circle on the HUD get bigger. That's our shoot queue, and that's 1 AMRAM away and 2 AMRAMs away on both of these guys. And you don't even need to worry about it once you have them both locked on radar. When you fire that first AMRAM, the radar automatically cycles to the second guy. So when you fire that second AMRAM, it knows that it's going to the other guy. So both of these two J-15s have now received 2 AMRAMs. So we're going to slightly offset to the left here. We fired that at like, I don't know, I forget what it was. It was like 50 miles, I think. 55 actually, I think is what it was. You'll see as we dive down into denser air, you see the circle shrinking. That's decreasing our probability of kill because the aircraft is running the numbers and it's going, oh, you're going into denser air, more friction, more drag on the missile. If we fire a missile right now from down here, it's not going to get to the target. But up high, it can. So that's the reason why we climb, right? And so I'm going to start recommitting here. Small crank there just to be safe. We're at about 30 miles away from the target. We're going to climb back up. Put them off the nose once again. Now hopefully one of those AMRAMs has hit its target by now. That would be ideal. And you know, we would have caught them with their pants down up high, and they would have been very surprised by an AMRAM. Looks like at least one of them has survived. The other one fell off of radar there, which tells me he's probably dead. And you can see the second guy's turning around and trying to run away. He's going cold, probably trying to survive that AMRAM. And he just disappeared off radar. That could be because he changed his aspect. There he is, he's back. Actually, I think this is the guy who was killed and he's falling out of the sky. You can see a smoke trail in front of me there. Okay, so we'll fire, hopefully this one, oh, I forgot to lock the other guy. That's my bad. I wasted an AMRAM there. I forgot to lock the number 2 guy. I fired a missile at the guy who was already dead. But that's okay. The AMRAM will go there and it'll go pitbull. And if it sees the second guy, it'll hit him as well. AMRAMs are smart like that. We're off cold because I'm sure the number 2 guy has engaged me by now. And they do have the Chinese PL-15, which is dangerous. So I need to defend here. Alright, and we're going to recommit once again at a high altitude. Remember how we talked about high altitude is advantageous? And if you start getting disoriented, at the beginning of the fight, just look at the bearing to your bandits. It's always 040 for me. So I always know to point back in the same direction to try to find them. Because it does get disorienting over time. Constantly diving and climbing and turning and diving. 35 miles, we're climbing. You hear that little beeping tone, that means he's got me locked. And same as me, he can fire in a track while scan mode, so I don't hear a hard tone for a missile launch. So you have to make assumptions that missiles are in the air with the F-15, which means just always, you know, respect the MAR, the minimum abort range. Also, if you're looking for some information on you know, 1 circle, 2 circle, MAR, cranking, those kind of BVR engagements, dogfight stuff, I'll put a link to an older, more basics video where we describe all of those things. We go over them more in depth. So if you're looking for that kind of information, that will be linked in the pinned comment below as well for you guys. Okay, we're now 24 miles. He's got me locked. So Fox 3 for me, and we'll defend. Okay, now it's just 1v1. It does look like this second guy doesn't want to die quite as easily as the first guy, but that's alright. We'll defend cold here. And once they're in range, they can be problematic, the Chinese flankers, especially with their PL-12s and PL-15s. You want to be careful with those guys. But you do have the advantage at the beginning of the engagement of the superior F-15 radar, where you can probably pick them up from a much further distance. And, you know, at least, at the very least, you'll have good situational awareness, and if you build your speed and altitude, you can shoot at them from a very long range as well. And don't forget to play with your scan zone if you're having trouble finding your bandit. There he is, got him locked, 25 miles. And we'll climb a little bit here. If you can't find him, it's probably because he's down low, so look low for him. As we climb here, I'm going to try to increase the probability of kill a little bit. And I'm climbing. Looks like he might have fired at me, but it's okay, because I think he would have been outside of range. He's going cold on radar now. That's alright. I know exactly where to look for him. I can't see him right now because it's cold. He changed his aspect. As soon as he recommits, I'll find him. And that's also because I have the radar set in high PRF, high pulse repetition frequency. It's for bandits coming directly at you. It sees that really well. There we go, got him locked. 18 miles. Still outside of range, so I'm going to continue to climb. There we go. 15 miles, 15,000 feet, Fox 3. Alright, and we're going to defend. The margins are going to be very narrow here for who's going to survive. And it really does come down to who's got the better technology at this point. You got the PL-15, PL-12, and the AMRAAM. Who's got the better seeker? You know, who's not going to lose track when it matters most? You know, this is where your defense departments make their money. And so we're off cold here. I still don't see a splash off in the distance. There's a missile tone. You can see that missile is chasing me on the RWR there. And we're going to recommit high. This time I'm going for the kill shot. Because I think we're getting low on fuel. So we got to make this one count. Go ahead and recommit here. And there he is. I got him on radar at 11,000 feet at 20-ish miles. He has me locked as well. And that's it. I'm gonna climb. I'm gonna climb pretty high. 17,000 feet. 19. 20. Fox 3. And he shot at me as well. Okay, and we're going to defend. Those flankers, man, they're missile trucks too. They got a lot of missiles. You know, he has the option of shooting 1, 2, 3 missiles at me at a time if he wants to. I mean, a little bit weird to shoot 3.
Bingo
but
fuel.
Okay, there's the bingo fuel warning.
Bingo fuel.
Bingo fuel. I gotta go home. This guy has to die right now. I'm glad I took a high probability of kill shot there. Really hoping. There it is. There he is. Splash 1 bandit. Perfect timing. His missile is still chasing me, but if it hasn't hit me by now, it's not going to hit me. So that's it. That's the Eagle for you. Absolute beast, this thing. Barely struggled.